tankless water heaters, your home sparkles like we've never even been there, except your plumbing actually works now. Gettle, Goettl, will fix your pipes, but it's hard to spell.
The biggest games and the best matchups are heard here on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM, KWWN Las Vegas. Live from the Findlay Toyota Studios, it's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
All right, here we go. Cofield and Company on this Wednesday. Much to get into. A busy day in the world of basketball, NBA, and WNBA. Of course, World Cup with the day off. Willie is here. Connor's running the show. Justin Watkins will be in. Maybe we'll do some hockey later on. We just had Huff come over and wanted to ask about Keegan Colasar, but I feel like I gave him the cold shoulder, then you sort of did. You were distracted. And hey, we get paid for the 3 hours to talk sports. We don't do it in the hallways here.
Actually, you gave
him a couple comments.
You left for a minute, and then we 9 minutes, scored 6 points in a 10-point win. From that point forward, in the 6 games she played, Steve, she played 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 7:52, 15:49, 11:11, 15:04. Nowhere close to the 19 minutes, but the Aces went 5-1. Now, there was a time spurt in there that she was out. At first, it was they were reporting a leg injury. The next was an illness. Now,
I'm not sure that I believe any of it now.
Okay.
On the injury front, because that's what we were told. And I kept asking, like, what's going on here?
Right.
Why is she not playing? We're not getting status updates. Because here's the backdrop of the story. She had been dumped by 3 or 4 different organizations for being a giant pain in the ass.
Well,
and this was the story coming into the season. We got to cut to the chase here. The story coming into the season was, my God, the Aces of all organizations are taking a chance on this lady Kennedy Carter, who is an unbelievable scorer, but she can't seem to get along with her teammates. She can't seem to find a home. She went to China. She was banned from the league, basically. Unofficial ban.
Yeah.
She went to Mexico. She went to China. In China, she averaged like 37 points a game. She comes back. We see her on the Aces. I'm like, oh, man. Of all the organizations, this is like the Patriots taking in a troublemaker.
Yes.
Maybe this is going to work. And that was the story going in. And I remember being out there on media day, and I'm like looking around, like, is no one going to ask about the most troubled player of recent history in the WNBA, super talented, in and out of the league a year ago, the best organization in the league has taken a chance on her, and no one would ask. I asked a couple of questions.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of answers. And then as the season went along, we started seeing this weird playing pattern because she got out to a great start. You mentioned it. I'm like, holy crap. People have joked. She went from the favorite for 6th player of the year to out of the mix. Now she's off the team. Well, what was happening, as Callie Finn wrote today in USA Today, there was stuff going on for the last 5 or 6 weeks. But to our point, this is the feather in the cap of the Aces. What happens with the Aces in-house stays in-house. Now, we may get some of the stories. We probably won't. Now, I will say I am disappointed because I think there are reporters who know and have known about what is going on, and they don't report it. But that's the WNBA. And there's the issue with following a league where, unfortunately, access is often based on cooperation. Well, we've got the guy with the Pacers who's covered the Fever for 15 plus years. Right now, he's still banned.
Yeah.
I don't want to make that the story today. I think the Kennedy Carter stuff is amazing. So I didn't see like a lot of WNBA media reaction. So as I often do, because it's gigantic on TikTok, I go to TikTok and here's some reaction.
I don't understand this league. It makes no sense to me. Why? Why are we waiving Kennedy Carter? Look who they signed in place of her. The Aces picked this girl up off of the Indiana Fever's developmental part of the roster for Kennedy Carter.
They dumped, as a full-timer, 17-point per game player. We'll get into her other issues, though, because she doesn't play defense. For who? Who is the lady from the Fever? What? A developmental squad person?
Yeah, for what this girl be saying at work. What does she be saying that she be losing these jobs like this? We just need to know as the public because we see how she play. And we all got coworkers that say some things that, you know, that's a little here, there, that we don't agree with. Some people that we avoid in the break room. They're solid performers. We're going to keep going.
Yeah, well, it's not good enough for the Aces. Who knows how bad this was? Who knows how bad or uncooperative she was? Callie pointed out that there was some social media where Kennedy Carter mentioned that she was on a leash. That wasn't heavily reported. You sent over a great conversation from June 3rd, which gave us some warning signs on Kennedy Carter surviving with the Aces. As here's Candace Parker on what is this, New Heights, and is that who's doing it with her? Leah Boston?
Yeah.
Players take it personal, and I'll go right to Kennedy Carter and AZ Fudd. After that Aces loss to the Wings, Kennedy Carter took a shot at AZ Fudd on social media saying that she got away with fouls or something, and then arguing with AZ fans on threads. Kennedy also alluded to still being on a leash in Vegas, which probably didn't sit well with Becky Hammon, if I know her very well. That's tough when you go to social media.
Yep. But they kept it under wraps for like another 5 weeks, and now she's waived. It's pretty crazy. So you don't seem that worked up about it.
Well,
I just think it's a nutty story from the best organization in the WNBA. I don't think it's going to get much attention, and
it's not going to get much attention because
it is negative.
It's not going to get much attention because of exactly what you nailed. I mean, you can write all that you want and speculate all that you want and say things that all you want, but unless and you can even source it out. But where are your sources if this is such a lockdown building? The point is this. First of all, the leg injury I don't think it was as serious as it was made out to be, but it was enough to where she should miss the games. The illness wasn't an illness. It was a procedure, which I'm not at liberty to go into, but it was broken down for me what the procedure was. It's not my place to reveal it.
It's like a female procedure? Is it like that? Personal?
No, it wasn't.
I don't understand. Like the coverage of the sport is bizarre.
Right, because I'm not going to
They
burn.
just caught the potential 6th player of the year.
I'm not
and
burning
no
my.
one has questions.
I'm not burning my source. I'm not burning my source because they'll know if I sit here and reveal what was taking place and everyone goes off with it. They're going to know where it came from.
That detail is not that important.
So, but the point is,
in the organization, if there was
earlier
discord,
you said I don't believe that she didn't have an illness, but she couldn't play.
Okay.
It's this one. Unfortunately, in my opinion, what happened was, as Becky Hammon's feeling things out, going, no, this is the way it's going to be. This is my team. This is how we are going to be played in this role.
So it's like a
she
Stephanie White.
didn't like it.
It's like a Stephanie White with Caitlin Clark, right? The coach is the coach. You're going to do it my
Except
way.
Becky's won 3 championships.
And Stephanie White's awesome. My point is when the coach wants it a certain way, that's the way it's going to be. And the difference is Caitlin Clark hasn't been banished to China yet and doesn't have a track record of being booted out of 3 organizations. That's the thing that blows me away. The more I read on this, I'm like, wait, she had an attitude. She was mad that she wasn't playing. She played, her defense was ass, and she was mad. So I don't know what her future is. Again, today I feel like a more benevolent Cofield, so I want to understand what's wrong with this lady. But
I think it's
if all she wants to
insecurities.
do is play in a terrible team and average 27 a game,
Yeah.
I guess. But I think she'll be pissed off they're not winning.
No, there are 2 people that are in a very similar situation. One's with the team and one is now not with the team. And they both think that they should be starting. And unfortunately, you know what? Maybe everybody should take a look at somebody who one of the best all-time lethal scorers who just 3 years ago was the scoring champion and went to a head coach and said, you know what? Take me off the bench. And guess what? It turned into a championship. And that's Jewel Lloyd. If Jewel Lloyd could eat humble pie and say, hey, just take me off the bench, I'm good with it. And you're talking about the credentials that woman brought to this team, take a page out of her playbook.
And have access to, that's the NBA. Another ownership group. Oh, we got some names here. Another former NBA player has an interest in owning the NBA team in Vegas.
702-364-1100. Brought to you by Bay Law Injury Attorneys. Winning is no accident.
Traffic is brought to you by Port Subs. Stop in today or order at portasubs.com or on the app.
Accident. I live northbound off-ramp to Sky Canyon. Ultra Drive at Decatur. Tenay Way at Russell. Las Vegas Boulevard. That's showing northbound after sunset. And Lake Mead Boulevard eastbound before Eastgate.
Traffic is brought to you by Port Subs. Stop in today or order it on the app.
Got a reason to gather? Port of Subs has the perfect spread. From 6-foot subs to party trays loaded with premium meats, cheeses, sides of chips and mac salad, and even desserts. We've got and feed the whole crew.
It's JT for Finley Volvo Las Vegas. And how about this deal on a 2025?
Miss the William Hill Radio Show, hosted by Paul Howard. Now
live every Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. at the William Hill Sportsbook inside Palms Casino Resort. He'll break down all the latest betting action, including the odds, matchups, and who bettors are backing the most. After the William Hill Radio Show, make the William Hill Sportsbook at Palms Casino Resort your home for betting with live, continuous in-game wagering. Don't miss the William Hill Radio Show every Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
As a parent, I had no idea that I could choose my child's school in the Clark County School District. We switched to a 4-star school that has robotics and a chess club, and my son has never been happier.
CCSD offers choices when it comes to your child's school. You might be surprised to learn that there are open seats available across many schools in the Clark County School District, including high-performing 4- and 5-star schools. Open enrollment lets you choose the CCSD school that's
We got to choose a CCSD school that works for us.
School registration is happening now for the 2026-2027 school year. Visit itsyourchoice.ccsd.
You're struggling with weight and frustrated with dieting each and every year. This can help. Join the over 500,000 people who have attended Mark Patrick Hypnosis with great weight loss results. Mark Patrick Hypnosis will be in Las Vegas on Sunday, July 12th.
After this hypnosis, I want to eat good food.
Since August, I can honestly say I have not had one potato chip.
It was life-changing for me.
And I don't think about desserts like I used to.
Bridget, how much have you lost now?
I've lost a total of 83 pounds.
Holy cow.
It's easy, it's fun, very relaxing, and very successful.
And I would just say go for it.
Only $59.99. Lose all the weight you want, 100% guaranteed. Sunday, July 12th at the Santa Fe Station Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Weight loss hypnosis at 11 a.m. with registration at 10:30. Attend this program and find out how the power of hypnosis can help you achieve your weight loss goals. There's limited seating, so get there early. Learn more at markpatrickseminars.com.
Las Vegas, let's come together and make history. The Richard Harris Law Firm and Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, along with the Village, Behind the Blue, and UNLV, invite you to Back to School, bigger and better together. Join us July 30th at the Thomas & Mack Center for free backpacks, school supplies, dental exams, haircuts, and valuable community resources for the whole family. Bigger and better together, July 30th at the Thomas & Mack Center, sponsored by the Richard Harris Law Firm.
The 2026 NBA Summer League. That's right, NBA fans. Here's your chance to show how much you want NBA basketball in Las Vegas by simply showing up and showing out on July 9th through the 19th at the NBA Summer League. Going down to Thomas Mack Center and Pavilion with the star-studded draft on tap and the brightest stars in the house. It's a no-brainer. General admission, reserved courtside, and experience tickets on sale now. This is the most important summer league ever. So let's go, Vegas. Visit NBAevents.com, UNLVtickets.com. Ticketing fees apply.
Ready, set, summer. The Honda Summer Event. Take the summer fun farther with a great deal on a Honda Hybrid with impressive efficiency. The Honda Prelude Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, Accord Hybrid, and Civic Hybrid have all you need to get summer ready. The most fuel-efficient full-line automaker in America. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Stop by your Las Vegas Honda dealer today for a great deal on an award-winning Honda.
See dealer for financing details. Based on EPA estimate of 2024 large full-line automaker fleet-wide fuel economy. EPA Automotive Trends Report 2025.
Patty Davidson here from BetMoneyHoney.com. Have you ever felt like the odd man out at a friend's house watching the game? After years in the sports betting industry, I can teach you the rules of different sporting events so you can now be part of that crowd of cheering fans with an understanding of the game. Plus, I can teach you how to place a bet on a game, which will completely change your perspective because you too can be a winner. Join me at BetMoneyHoney.com. That's BetMoneyHoney.com.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
All right, Willie, I don't know how much traffic your Ball is Light story got. You wrote last week about 3 different ownership groups potentially for Las Vegas. I think there's now 6 on the table, and a 6th was added today. They actually have a name for the team. I mean, who knows if this is going to fly, but Las Vegas Jacks. And the ownership group is headed up by the Colangelos, by a former exec at TNT, Turner Sports, David Levy, then Vinny Del Negro, former coach and player in the NBA, and Jay Williams is actually part of the group. Jay, of course, Duke star. Woo! I don't think that we're going to hold it against him. I think we'll be okay on that front. But they were talking a big number in terms of having the cash to put up. And the plan would be initially play at T-Mobile Arena, which I think is very interesting, right? When you've got one guy who owns the arena bidding on the team. I don't think he would turn away the business in Bill Foley. But any team that comes here is probably going to need to be at T-Mobile to start. And then from there, we might have another stadium project. I don't know what it'll be. Maybe it'll be down, maybe it'll be way down the strip. Maybe it'll be the Diamond Arena. Maybe it'll be some arena that's on the old Wet and Wild site or on the festival grounds. But new group headed up by, basketball royalty in the Colangelos. Pretty interesting. And Las Vegas Jacks. Hadn't thought of that one.
Did you do this on?
My God.
Who made that?
Like the whole rundown is just fresh every day to you. I made it.
No.
Now there is.
I'm looking. I'm asking you if you designed.
If you look at, if there was a graphic sent out earlier, if you look at it, someone did another Las Vegas Jacks. I'm going to pull it up for you. I know Las Vegas locally got one from somewhere. Maybe did it on their own. They did it with like the playing card.
Oh, that's what the shirt I was holding.
Yes.
Yeah.
It used to be an Aces shirt, but we got rid of it.
I like this one better.
You like you don't like the playing card, like the deck of cards, Las Vegas Jacks. Do you see what's on my logos? We do photos for radio. Do you see who's on there?
Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
And who's the third one?
I was just trying to think of famous Jacks, and I couldn't find really Jacks like Jack Binion. I couldn't really find Jacks who were connected to Vegas. But I wanted kind of a mob feel. So, any guess? It's not a very pleasant Jack. That was supposed to be Jack Ruby.
Oh.
So, I mean, American hero, Jack Ruby? Probably not. Yeah, the Las Vegas Jacks. It's got some playing card elements to it. Jack Nicholson and Wacko Jacko, Michael Jackson.
Nice.
So what do we think of this group? I mean, certainly the Colangelos are going to have the ear of the NBA and owners.
I think the Colangelos, the other ones are obviously, Vinny in name. I don't know how much weight in terms of, but he brings NBA expertise. You got a media mogul, but Colangelo's the guy, USA basketball. He's familiar with Las Vegas. I do know that Colangelo liked to play. I'll just leave it there.
He's a player in town.
He was a player in town. I remember. I think he used to frequent the Paris, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, let me ask around.
Go ahead.
I don't know what what does that do? I wasn't saying, hey, I don't believe you. I believe you.
Nothing. I'm just saying. So
he likes Vegas.
He's a fan of Las Vegas. Yeah.
Good.
So no surprise. Who isn't really? And when you come here for as long as guys like him or Magic, as we brought up the other day, have been coming here for so long, the growth is fascinating to them, just as like it is to longtime residents like yourself or me. You know what I mean? So, I don't have a problem with the ownership, whether or not it flies or not, whether it challenges and can challenge someone like Bill Foley or any of the other contending groups remains to be seen. Who comes with the best 3-ring binder full with the business plan and the money and puts together the right package. That's pretty much it. And who the owners, board of governors and of the NBA and owners decide to approve along with the commissioner.
On the ground here, this is like sports media red meat between who the owners are going to be and where the arena is going to be. Our media outlets, and we do a little bit of it, our media outlets love it. We got Arash Markazi, who, Arash is an LA guy, but he's here in Vegas, and Arash is big on following the whole stadium scene. And Arash lashed out a month and a half ago. He's like, enough of the proposals. Enough of giving attention to some of the proposals. That one proposal, nothing against these people, but that Star thing, that was like a 50,000 seat soccer stadium and 25,000 seat basketball arena, casino, sports complex, all down, not on the Strip proper, like way south.
Yeah.
By Star. And 15 and LV Boulevard. But people here love dreaming about new arenas, which is kind of funny because we have so many.
I don't.
I don't.
don't.
I'm sure wherever you live is where you want it. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to say where you live, but please, anything
No,
close.
I'm just saying.
Anything close
I just remember
is our biggest concern.
I just remember when it was just the convention center, just the rotunda.
Yeah.
Then the Thomas and Mack comes. I was like, okay, cool. Then it was this. Then it was this. And then we have this. And then we have this. Now it's like, okay, enough is enough. Can't we marry the two?
We need 7 arenas that hold 13,000 or more.
I suppose.
Hey, listen, if it comes with minimal tax breaks on the land and no public money, build whatever you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. I don't know if that's going to be the case, though. There's going to be a lot of hands out.
Is the only ownership group that is, let me ask you, how big of an intangible? Like, okay, let's say, well, we have Cofield has this group. Adam Hill has this group. Willie Ramirez has this group. They bring a little strength here, but Willie's got a little strength. But Adam's got, how big of a factor is when Bill Foley goes, I don't want any money? That's how, that raises that percentage of a factor even bigger.
Does it? I don't know. I think a lot of it's about connections. Who are public officials going to get behind? Don't know. Crazy things happen here, right? Well, I thought one of the great sites for the A's baseball stadium was the old Wild Wild West, right across the 15.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought
a
choice. Freaking bridge going across from T-Mobile was going to be awesome, and then the brakes got El Slammoed on that as the culinary union's like, nope, we don't want any part of that. So I don't know all the powers that be that control things from a connection standpoint. We know this is a seemingly big town at, pushing 3 million in population, but what is it really, Willie? A very small town.
And let's not forget, the second that they turn to private money and say, we don't need it, a lot less envelopes being passed around.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the pitch here because they were big on mentioning that we're very well funded. And the NBA wants to know that it's well funded. I'm sure the NBA is not down with, one primary owner putting in a decent amount of money and then like 9,000 owners. I'm sure they want a couple of power players to be putting up the majority of the money. But it's interesting. It's and the other thing to track is maybe I missed it. I haven't seen. Have you seen a bunch of people stepping up and saying, "Hey, I want the team in Seattle"? And why wouldn't a Colangelo group say, "You know what, we'll take one or the other"? Even Foley, even though he's obviously Vegas, but why wouldn't he be interested? Hey, it's NBA. I'll do Seattle.
You mean just go wherever?
Well, where are the ownership groups stepping up?
I could see the Colangelo group. I don't know about Foley.
Yeah.
He wants to be here.
Could it be a situation where there aren't that many suitors for Seattle and the NBA has to talk one of the many suitors for Vegas into taking Seattle?
Sure. Or just take all your bids. Let's say there's 1 or 2 bids in Seattle and there's 6 or 7 here. 6, 7. Then you tell the runner up here and say, hey, you want to make a bid? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lump them together. So I don't know, but
we got Martin Lawrence coming to town. Comedian is back on the Resorts World Theater stage July 11th. That's coming up this weekend. AXS.com is where you can get your tickets. Connor's going to hook you up here. Caller 7. Martin Lawrence, the comedy of Martin Lawrence. 2 tickets right now. 364-1100.
ESPN Las Vegas and Terribles are bringing back the summer of fun. As we celebrate America 250, you'll have a chance for a bit of an escape. Have some great adventures in places like Hawaii, the Grand Canyon, and Sedona, Yellowstone National Park, or maybe a great Mississippi River cruise, staycation, or you can take the cash, $3,000. It's your choice. Keep listening for the keyword of the day and be ready to text the Bay Injury Law text line at 702-364-1100 for your chance to win. The Summer of Fun is brought to you by Terribles and ESPN Las Vegas.
Sign up today for a new William Hill Nevada mobile sports account, and you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first qualifying wager. The William Hill Nevada mobile sports app allows you to bet on the go from any iPhone, iPad, or Android device from anywhere in Nevada. Sign up today and you will never miss another bet. With the largest wagering menu, the mobile sports app features same-game parlays, early cash out, and live in-play wagering on all major sports. For more information, official rules, and to see participating sign-up locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Good morning.
Vegas is
always built on service.
Studio lights on, please.
3 shifts a day.
All right, let's do this.
As your morning begins.
It's showtime. We have a lot to talk about live on the program for the next 3 hours.
To do our part, News 3 Today delivers Las Vegas stories that shape your community.
Just in some breaking news on the economics front.
So, whether it's late breaking
news,
bumper to bumper,
Avoid using flamingo,
or clearing skies,
no showers anticipated.
it's News 3 Today.
Attorney Matt Hoffman with Battleborn Injury Lawyers. Thanks to platforms like Uber, DoorDash, and Amazon Flex, any car on the road could be an app delivery driver. They're just regular cars with no markings, no logos. And when an app driver causes an accident, their account might get suspended, meaning no income. So they won't admit they were making a delivery, which could leave you fighting over thousands of dollars instead of millions. At Battleborn, we know how to find out if a driver was working as an app delivery driver. If you've been in a crash with any driver, call us at 766-1400.
Make this your summer to save at Lexus of Henderson. Whether you're heading out on a family road trip or looking to upgrade your daily drive, now is the time to experience luxury for less. Discover exceptional offers on the 3-row Lexus TX and the 2026 NX 350 all-wheel drive. That blends luxury, performance, and confidence in every drive. Plus, take advantage of rates as low as 3.75% APR on select models. Visit Lexus of Henderson in the Valley Auto Mall or online at lexusofhenderson.com.
OAC up to 48 months. See store for details. Expires 8/3/26.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
Time to send in our keyword of the day for the Lotus Summer of Fun as we're celebrating a 250th birthday of America with a lot of trips around the country, including Hawaii, Grand Canyon, Yellowstone National Park, theme park in Southern California, Mississippi River cruise, and staycation. Okay. New York is the trip this week. We already did Philly and Boston. New York is the trip this week. You can take the trip or take the cash, upwards of $3,000. Lotus Summer of Fun is brought to you by Terribles, Bay Law Injury Attorneys, and ESPN Las Vegas. The code word for today, the keyword for today to send in, 702-364-1100.
You ever been on a Mississippi riverboat?
Is breeze. Clip that for the air check. Thanks. Breeze. B-R-E-Z-E. Breeze. It's all right. I'm busting your chops. Breeze. Send in the word breeze to 702-364-1100. I paused. If I paused, then you're going to jump in. I know that.
I was waiting for the pause, too. Yeah, I was waiting for the pause.
I have never been on a cruise on the Mississippi River.
On a riverboat.
Have I been on a riverboat, a casino on the Mississippi River? Yes.
Really?
I can say it. Mississippi River, yeah.
Is it good? Cool? Fun? Yeah.
What did you ask me?
Is it cool? Fun? Good?
Well, before that, a boat?
Mississippi Riverboat. Isn't that what they're called?
Like a paddle boat?
Yeah.
You know what? I actually have in New Orleans. I forgot.
Huh.
Mississippi does go by New Orleans. But I've been on a...
I just call it Mississippi Riverboat. A riverboat, yeah.
I think
Not one at a theme park.
I think in Iowa, the only other time I've been on the Mississippi River has been on gambling ships. Gambling barges. Probably Kansas City. I don't know where in
You've
Iowa.
been on a cruise?
A regular cruise?
Oh.
Yes. Am I going again?
You and Captain Stubing?
Don't get me started.
One of the greatest shows ever.
Yes. It is actually my go-to show now late night if I'm because I scroll each night. I'm scrolling social media looking for content for the next day. Then I get rage baited, and then I'm like, I need Stubing.
Not Isaac.
I need Stubing. I need Isaac.
You need Gopher.
I need Gopher.
You gotta have Doc. Doc was a player.
I still don't ever get Doc that he was the
player
hound.
How about this?
But they play it up like he was just took us left and right.
Who was the bigger player? Him or Fonzie?
Fonzie.
You think? Because think about it. We got Doc had a different one every week at the cruise, on the cruise.
Working on a cruise is good for that.
Good for him.
Yeah, they played it up. They played it up big time. All right, Ace Spotlight. Before we get into what's going on with the Aces, more importantly, the entertainment aspects around the Aces. A's are throwing out the first pitch right now. Man, it's just not getting better. Just not getting enough pitching. I figure they're running into a buzzsaw here with the Tigers playing pretty good baseball, and it's continuing. And today they're going against Guy Melton, who's been hot, and they're 170. Is that right? 170 dogs? 148. 148 dogs. Springs on the mound against Melton. They are getting healthier. Soderstrom is back. Max Muncy is coming here to Vegas. So
The number was so low this morning, and I was shocked. I thought people are going to have to play the Tigers on the run line. So if you got it early, you're playing it. But we talked about this 2 days ago at the AL Central. Steve, they hit the road on a 3-game skid. They lose the opener last night 6-2. They might come home having lost 9 in a row.
Yeah, they go to the White Sox next.
And then all they do, here's what's weird. They go to Chicago, or they go to Detroit. They shoot over to Chicago. Oh, they catch the All-Star break. Never mind. But they will open
Much needed All-Star break.
Much needed All-Star break. They'll open it with 3 games at home, but then they go back on the road, play Arizona and Minnesota. So I have a bad feeling with the way that the pitching has been. I mean, think about this. The last 4 games, they've allowed 12, 7, 9, and 6 runs. If they go into the All-Star break on a 9-game skid, what's going to happen with the coaching staff?
The Rich Eisen Show.
And we have some breaking news.
Here it comes.
And my eyes see.
Breaking news.
The King is returning. A lot of people wondering if last year was going to be Alexander Ovechkin's final season.
As a Pens fan, though, I take umbrage with you calling him the King, and Sidney Crosby still exists, and that's just
he's so much better than Sidney Crosby. It's not even funny.
Wow.
It's the Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9, here on ESPN Las Vegas.
Summer just got a whole lot more rewarding at Terrible's during our 100 Days of Summer. We are dropping new deals every single day. At Terrible's, the calendar is stacked. Free products, buy one, get one offers, and 50 cents off each gallon of gas every day. What are you waiting for? The only way to find out is to download the Terrible's Plus Rewards app and earn daily rewards all summer long. 100 Days of Summer at Terrible's. Something new every day, everywhere. Visit Terrible's.com for details. Terrible's Gaming is turning your play into a summer payday during 100 Days of Summer. May 1st through August 8th, Terrible's Gaming is paying out 5 winners of $500 in free play every single day. And every Friday, one lucky winner will be awarded an all-expense-paid dream vacation. Play for your chance to win at any Terrible's Market, Albertsons, or Vaughn's near you. Terrible's Gaming, the most convenient way to play, and now vacay. Visit Terrible's.com for details. Must be 21 years or older with a valid Terrible's Gaming player's card.
Hola, buenos dias, mi familia.
John, why are you talking about family in Spanish?
Because here we treat everyone like family. The family you choose, Alex, and I want you to welcome all of them properly.
All right then, say this. ¿Cómo lo puedo ayudar hoy?
¿Cómo la puedo ayudar hoy?
Now you're talking.
At Finley Toyota, we're the family you choose.
La familia que eliges.
That's how we do things here. We treat everybody right.
I'm attorney Paul Powell. If you've been in an accident, who do you call? The funny lawyer? The angry, aggressive lawyer? The lawyer that your mom's brother's friend's cousin recommends? No, call me instead. I'm the guy the insurance companies don't want you to call. Really, they really don't. I can help you, and I won't take more money than you at the end of your case. Check it out.
If you're tired of greedy lawyers, call 728-5500 or go to paulpowell.com.
I really can help.
Paul Powell. More lawyer, less fee.
Some restrictions apply.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000.
Oh my God, what did you do? Curtis, wake up, come on, Curtis, please, wake up, please, come on.
When it comes to an overdose, naloxone can mean the difference between life and death, and calling 911 gets them the help they need. Give CPR, administer naloxone, and call 911. It can save a life.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you need to sell your house,
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
you want to sell it fast and get the most cash. Talk to Aaron Taylor.
The real estate guy.
Hey Nevada, I'm Jacob Taylor, the real estate guy. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Growing up with Aaron Taylor taught me that nobody negotiates harder or gets seller's top dollar like the real estate guy. Need a cash advance? We can put money in your hands before closing to help with repairs, moving, bills, or whatever you need most. Don't want strangers walking through your home every weekend? No problem. We'll give you one simple number, your bottom line. No commissions, no hidden fees, no guessing. Just a straightforward offer, and in many cases, money in your hands in as little as 3 days. And if you're renting, ask me about My Buy Bank. You'll receive a $2,000 credit plus 10% of your monthly rent, all to use toward the purchase of your next home. Call 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE. eXp Realty, license number 38886. Call for details.
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
The real estate guy.
Vegas, are you ready? Your Las Vegas Rockers are storming back into the Orleans Arena this Saturday night for a showdown that you will not want to miss. Watch the Rockers battle the Utah Great Eights in a night of hard hits, high-flying touchdowns, and non-stop arena football mayhem. The lights will be bright, the crowd will be loud, and the energy will be pure Vegas. Tickets start at just $30 plus fees. Get yours now at LasVegasRockers.com. Bring your friends, bring the family, and bring the noise. This Saturday night for Las Vegas Rockers football.
Create Credit Union is hosting its 8th annual school supply drive for children in need, now through July 31st. Donate school supplies or even cash at one of Create Credit Union's 6 branches. Visit createcu.org or call 702-228-2228 for details.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
This sports update is brought to you by the William Hill Nevada Mobile Sports Account, where you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first wager. Sign up today and you'll never miss another bet. Go to williamhill.us for more info.
Long drive to left field. There she goes. Welcome back, Joey Meneses. Home run number 12. And the Aviators now lead 8-5 in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Rustling with the call as the Aviators defeat Tacoma 9-5.
Now back to Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
So earlier we were talking about some of the recent Aces transactions. They're going to be back in action tomorrow on the road in Portland, and then back-to-back at home this weekend, Willie, on Saturday and Sunday. And, you know, the MUA, as I call it, Mick Ultra Arena, is more than just the basketball on the floor.
Yeah, they've easily two of the best entertainment features when it comes to sports. I think, I would say even better than in-game entertainment, Golden Knights and the Aces. And part of that is the DJ that provides the entertainment. DJ Joe Green joining us, the DJ, the sports DJ of Las Vegas. How are you, Joe?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Appreciate you taking some time. So
let's jump right into it, because you've been there since day one. I remember the first year you had sort of a
partner. You double teamed it at the Golden Knights, but this has just blossomed and continued to grow for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Being VGK since day one and Aces and Raiders and all that, it's grown more than I could ever imagine. It's been a crazy ride.
Well, how has it parlayed into a bigger business for you? Because we see your social media posts where all of a sudden you're at the one of the Winter Classic here or an All-Star game there. You're being retained for different events for these leagues.
Oh, well, basically it's just people see the work that I put in and how everything comes out, and Vegas becoming what it is as a sports town. And a lot of times they just reach out and see, hey, who's the guy who's responsible for majority of the music? And that kind of leads them to me. With the Winter Classic and All-Star Game, they've reached out to me. The NHL is a fan of what we put on, the show we put on at VGK, and they're like, hey, we want to use your guy for our Stadium Series and Draft and Winter Classic and all that. And they've been letting me hang out for a couple years now. Same with the Aces. They come to All-Star Game instead of flying someone out. They're like, hey, we have a great guy who's already here. Let's use him. So it's kind of I've been able to move around based off what I've shown and improved, basically.
Speaking with DJ Joe Green, your DJ for the Golden Knights and the Las Vegas Aces. far as the entertainment is concerned, the gimmicks and the outside of just playing music for certain parts of certain, timeouts during the Golden Knights games, you can play music during the Aces games. How much of that is you, and how much is it part of the entertainment division?
Oh man, that's a tricky one. So with VGK, majority is me, unless it's coming from video. It's usually stuff that I just thought up at home and I'm throwing out to you guys. With the Aces, it's more of a collaborative effort. Front office has a little bit of input, and then there's a production company I work through, or used to work through, who's still there, named 3 Point Productions. And a lot of the timeouts and some of the elements, even in-game prompts, they come from them. So they come from our producer, Matt. And like, hey, I want to hear these specific beds on offense, a couple times each quarter. And so I'll sprinkle those in there. Whereas with VGK, it's kind of just me being like, let's see what sticks.
You have, out of nowhere, Kelly McCrimmon comes up with one of his blockbuster trades, and a new guy comes in. How long does it take you to come up with specific songs, specific this, to get to to relate to that? What sort of research goes into when a new athlete arrives, a new Golden Knight, a new Ace, for you to put together a little package to be ready to play for that player?
Pretty quickly, usually. If we get a new player for either team, I'll jump to Spotify, or I'll just start brainstorming and writing down like what's synonymous with this name, or the player number, or what are they known for? Do they have any nicknames? And I'll hit Spotify, or I'll check my library, or just sit around and write in my notes and see what sounds good. Like for Adin Hill, for example, I was like, Adin Hill, there's a lot of Hill references there. What can we do? And I was like, King of the Hill would be good. I didn't think it would become what it did, but it was kind of just like, let me see if that's going to work. So it can be instant. Sometimes it could take a few games for me to see what's it going to be.
Who came up with, I'm assuming this has to be you, but obviously in the WNBA, they want hype music. They come out for warm-ups, they're shoot around, whatever, even during the game. But when the visiting team comes out, we hear Frank Sinatra, Strangers in the Night.
That wasn't me. That's 3 Point. That's our guy, Matt Hewer there. He came up with that one. He thought it would be really good, and we've stuck with it now for a long time, but that's all credit due to Matt.
Speaking with DJ Joe Green, you hear his music during Aces games. You also hear it during the Golden Knights games, and you hear it during the day at times, because you still do your radio gig, and you're on. I know the other day you tweeted out, "Hey, I'm going to be on the air," so you check that. How much time do you have to put into maybe doing a mobile gig now that you're to be a mobile gig beyond an arena, and since your stock has sort of gone up in this field?
Not as much time as I used to have. But for example, Friday, I'm going to do an event, a UFC event on the Strip. And so that's more of a mobile gig. I have to bring speakers and the whole setup and all that, as opposed to showing up with a controller and being ready to go. But yeah, my mobile gigs and club and nightlife gigs, they've shrank a lot, because sports for me it's year round. As soon as hockey ends, it's basketball. As soon as basketball ends, it's hockey and F1 and all that. So not as much time for that.
So, and we're going to get your information out there in just a minute, because we want people to understand, like, hey, because I know that there have been people who they had their kids' birthday parties. How can we get Chance? How can we get the Vivas? How can we get? And so, if you want the celebrity DJ in town, he is available for mobile hire. We'll let DJ Joe Green pitch himself in a minute here. But with that regard, we talked about your going to these bigger classics. What have been some of the other events that you're proud of that this has grown to, in grown out of being the Golden Knights DJ or the Aces DJ?
Well, I've been able to do some work with the Seattle Seahawks, especially last season with them winning Super Bowl. I got to do I think it was a rival night, their legacy night. I've been able to make their intro video, like the music for their intro videos, which got me nominated for an Emmy. And going out to Japan to do F1 a few times that's definitely up there.
Yeah.
The stadium series at the Shoe with the NHL, it was about 93,000 people. That was a crazy one. I would say those would be the top three.
So I saw a Mercury game. I was watching it on League Pass, and I sent the video over to Justice. You know who Justice is in the front office of the Ace. I was like, hey, this would be great. But what they did was a battle of the DJs, and then they had their dance team split. And whatever the MC came up with, so in our case, it would be your favorite Joe, he said, okay, let's do throwback. And he one DJ threw on Michael Jackson's Beat It, and they did the video. So they obviously had it choreographed. But is there a DJ? I'm thinking that it would have to be Hector that you would have to battle.
Oh man, that's tough competition. That's my guy too. He's been doing it longer than I have, so I know his library is deep, but so is mine. So I'll give him room for his money. But yeah, that would be a good one. He's within the family too, with the Aces and the Raiders and all that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think that would be a good one.
All right, we got a minute left here. DJ Joe Green, appreciate you jumping on. And we really do appreciate, more than anything, I don't know about anyone else. Forget the sports. It's the old school hours that you and Hector throw on for me, or throw on for all of us. But I take it personal. As you know, when Joe Green throws old school music on it at the T-Mobile, I'll text him or I'll tweet it out. Hey, you just do this on. Eddie Kendricks, keep on trucking. Joe Green, let the listeners know where they can reach you. Hey, if we want a celebrity mobile DJ.
Anywhere. All my social media is DJ Joe Green, no matter what you're on, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. It's DJ Joe Green or DJJGreen@gmail is my email address. So if you're looking for me, I'm out there. Reach out.
All right, there he is, DJ Joe Green. Say hi to him. He's very friendly when he's at the games. Joe, appreciate you jumping on with us for a little bit here on ESPN.
I appreciate you guys. It was an honor. Thank you so much.
There he is, Joe Green. You can see him out all of these venues as the DJ. This part of the show is brought to you by our friends at William Hill Sportsbooks. Remember, NBA Summer League kicks off tomorrow. You can bet the game. So that goes the 9th through the 19th. So wager on your favorite teams to catch the action up on the William Hill mobile app. Go to williamhill.us for more information to download the mobile app. Of course, we've got UFC 329 as McGregor is back against Holloway. Holloway sitting right now at William Hill is a -210 favorite. Of course, next week, Baseball All-Star Weekend. You can bet on that, including the Home Run Derby with William Hill.
Some say taters, I say dingers, but whatever you want to call them, just know the balls will be flying at the Home Run Derby in Philly. Listen in Monday the 13th at 5 on Raider Nation Radio, 9:20 a.m.
Brought to you by Finley Toyota. We're here for you.
John Cofield and Company this Thursday as we take the show on the road for the opening day at the NBA Summer League. We'll be inside the Thomas & Mack as all 32 NBA teams are playing in the NBA Summer League from July 9th to the 19th. Watch up to 8 games per day. Tickets on sale now at UNLVtickets.com or 702-739-FANS.
Patty Davidson here from BetMoneyHoney.com. Would you like to become an educated sports fan that also knows how to place a bet? How about a library of how games are played, how to make bets, and hot picks?
Really good argument.
Join me at BetMoneyHoney.com.
You know, a lot of lawyers who advertise here don't even live here. If they say Nevada, they're not from around here. If they think our capital is Las Vegas, they're not from around here. I'm Richard Harris, and I am from Nevada. I grew up here. I went to school here. I raised my family here. No one knows Nevada like we do. If you've been injured, call me, Richard Harris, of the Richard Harris Law Firm.
Now, they brought in Brian Mary.
4444, just in case.
I don't know if you can.
Gambler's Bonus hits again. On June 14th, Betty hit 4 fours, clearing her Gambler's Bonus for over $11,000. Betty hit big, and so can you with Gambler's Bonus. It's why you play the game.
Miss a show? Check out lvsportsnetwork.com for everything ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM, KWWN Las Vegas.
I'm sorry.
Get down.
Now back to Justin Watkins with Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
4 o'clock hour every day is brought to you by Battleborn Injury Lawyers. On Wednesdays, Justin Watkins is in with us to talk hockey, college football, legal wranglings in the world of sports and otherwise. I did want to start out asking a hockey question because I don't know. Did we actually cover when did Kolesar get dealt?
Yeah, live when we were on air last week.
So did we react to it?
Not really, but
we had Huff from Conk come over and he was like, "Hey, what do you think about Kolesar going bye-bye? He likes him. What do you think?"
Yeah, I mean, I think Kolesar's got a piece of this city's heart because he's there from the beginning. But at the same time, if I'm being objective about it, I think he's a replaceable player. I don't think that we won or lost any of our playoff games based on the play of Keegan Kolesar. I thought he was fine, but I also
exactly
don't think we need to put in extra resources into keeping him.
Yeah, as I pointed out to Huff, he was at the first development camp, which is at this ice center up here before they even opened City National Arena. So to that point, it's and as I pointed out to him, it was the development of his role, because Ryan Reeves was brought in to be an enforcer and he inherited that role, but he got away from being that role player and learned a little bit more about being a professional hockey player who could fight rather than a fighter who learned how to play hockey. But the capital that's whatever they be beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a way better, more rounded player than Reeves was, but I think he's a significantly less talented fighter than Reeves was. I mean, pretty much Kolesar lost most of the fights he got himself involved in, but that's the role that the team asked him to play.
Yeah.
I actually think he's a quality fourth line player. I really do. I think he's pretty well rounded for that fourth line. So I wish him all the best. I think, all of those guys who were here at the beginning, whether they were on the actual team or with the team, I put White Cloud in that same sort of category. I'm always going to be cheering for those guys wherever they go.
Yeah, the good thing about those two too, and we can move on from this, is just the other thing is how the Golden Knights from day one became a part of this community, and they go out to the Boys and Girls Clubs. They go out for those street hockey. What do they call it? The puck.
Yeah.
Whatever they call it. I can't ever remember. But he was always part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Zach Whitecloud combined in the diversity and the coalition that they created. They were always a part of that and never said no to the fans and community events. So that part of it also, I know that they'll miss.
So I had to admit at the beginning of the show that, again, like I'm watching the World Cup here and there. You guys are much more into it. Maybe not Willie, but so, I kind of treat it carefully, right? I'm not going to give any hot takes, start screaming and yelling. I'm not going to be a phony. I see a lot of people coming to the table. I'm like, I know you're not watching hockey, and I'm sorry, soccer. And what starts to get my attention this time of year, frankly, is college football. We're like 53 days away from kickoff. It is one of my favorite sports. I know you love it. There's all the stuff that goes on during the offseason that I freaking love and also hate with the fire of the devil. And one of the things that is connected to college football that I don't know a whole lot about is the EA Sports game. I'm not a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why people ask about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a long lead up to Deion Sanders at Big 12 Football Media Day was asked about EA Football 27. Now, it turns out that he's not in it. Mario Cristobal, Belichick. I mean, Jordan is not going to let that happen. Kirk Ferentz, Utah State's coach, Bronco Mendenhall. Anyway, we don't need to mention the rest. Deion's answer I thought was really interesting. He said, if I'm not in the game, they weren't paying enough. It's probably just that simplistic. Kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I also, tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm overextending here. I also think that is kind of Deion's existence at Colorado. Like, I'm sure he has people to handle his stuff. I just wonder how many people are handling how much of his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't fault him for it.
You should get money.
Yeah,
and like if Belichick, hey, that's a big name, and Deion's a big name.
Yeah, I mean, if EA Sports is putting out this game, and now they have to pay the players, and now they have to pay everybody whose likeness they put into the game, right? In order to make that work, they're going to come up with like what I would say is more of a socialistic system.
Yeah.
Everybody gets paid the same. Here's the rate. We're going to pay you this rate. And if you're one of the big names, you just might say, not good enough. I can't lower my value to everybody else by accepting this from you. I got no problem with that. Do I think Deion's answer seems to imply that he had no information on the offer or the rejection. But it sounds like he's delegated those responsibilities and he probably has a threshold. I'm not getting out of bed and putting on an EA shirt unless it's this amount.
Mm-hmm.
And good for him. I mean, I think you shouldn't be distracted by that kind of stuff. I'm glad he's got somebody for it, and he has enough worth. He's got enough endorsement deals that part of his handling is got a ROI on it. It's paying for itself and then some.
And for Colorado fans, I'm sure they're like, hey, you know what? All that business stuff, someone else take care of it because you got to get to the football. He gave a very interesting answer about the turnaround at Colorado. He said it's already turned. You just ain't seen the fruit. It's already there.
That sounds like somebody in denial. That's what
I would say there are positives at the school. Like, well, they were drawing up until this year. We'll see how they do this year. The spring game drew nobody, but that's, kind of a free event, I think. Their over-under in his fourth year is 4.5 wins.
Yep.
Turned around or heading back to where they were.
I'm actually bullish on them this year.
You are?
I actually think that because of Brandon Marion being there and taking over the offensive play calling duties, I think that they have Deion. From my perspective, is not an X's and O's guy. He's a motivator. He's the rah guy to get people in the right frame of mind to play the game. And I actually think he's good at it. I do. I think he gets that. I don't think he's had all the other pieces. I think I think he overestimated how good he was going to be at the play calling aspect of things.
Oh, you do?
X's and O's. And I think he's out of his league.
See, I think I understood that he was going to be a cheerleader and CEO.
Yep.
But I think where he's overestimated is that his name meant something in this era where you have to have the backing money wise. I already hear him using that as a crutch.
Yep.
His name combined with real work on the recruiting trail, which is where I doubt that it's being done to the level it needs to be done, should be enough to get talent at Colorado. Well, I don't know if they have the level of talent, but you're right. Brandon Marion is, I think, I don't want to say it this way, one final chance here to save things. He is going to give that guy the offense. And I think Marion can do it if he has the talent. They did pretty well in the transfer portal, but the Big 12 is not easy.
I think they're gonna ride out Deion for as long as he keeps making that university that kind of money.
Okay.
It's like when the attendance stops and the TV ratings stop, because it's still leading the Big 12 in TV ratings.
And it's so much better than where it was.
Yes.
We have to always remember how bad it was.
They were in trouble. They were on budget deficits. They were the worst team in the Pac-12. They had won one game in 2 games, the two prior seasons to him coming. They had no attendance. They had no TV ratings. They had a brand, but it just wasn't doing anything. And so, they've 2 years in a row led the Big 12 in viewership by a mile, right? They are selling out their games. It's a hot ticket, even though they're not that great. So I think if I'm the university, I say, well, if he keeps filling the stadium and we keep getting the ratings, we're going to let it roll.
He's been dealing with illness too, serious illness. Yeah. So he's needed some time off. Things haven't been great all the time for Deion Sanders. I'll tell you, I had a real interesting summer, and I think it's going to get even more fiery now that football is really here with these Big 12 media days. Is Brett Yormark, the Big 12 commissioner, who I don't know if he's ready for what he picked at a wound. And I think I don't know what the wound reference is. I was going to say now it's spurting blood in his face, but I don't think he expected the fight to come back at him, because this is a new world of college football. I think most of the time in the past, college football programs just said, yes, sir, to the commissioner. It's not the case. He works at the behest of the presidents of the schools, and he picked a fight with Texas Tech. This is not going away.
I totally agree with you. It's all been, it's not fair to say it's all been a honeymoon period, but things worked out really well for him, even though a lot of it had nothing to do with him. And that is the Big 12 or Pac-12 fell apart. And they were able to really fill the gap instead of the other way around. The Big 12 could have been the one that was lost, and the Pac-12 should have picked up all of that. And the Pac-12 fumbled that away. They blew it. They had the opportunity. And so Yormark benefited a ton from that and sort of fell into instant credibility there. And how could any of his member institutions be upset with him? It's like, dude, we're clearly we're right there at number 3. Maybe we were number 4 sometimes, but we're right there at number 3 in this new age era. We got some teams that can spend. We got BYU. We got, Texas Tech. They're going to be spenders. They're going to be competitors. We're going to fight and compete.
But I think here's the thing with York. There's 2 schools that you can't go at.
That's where I was going to get at.
The one you're not ever going at the church.
Yep.
You're never going at the Mormons. They don't do that to BYU, and that hasn't happened yet. But Texas Tech and the oil money and this guy, Cody Campbell, they wanted to go at him and then start filing lawsuits. Meanwhile, we've talked about the Cincinnati thing a zillion times here, and someone from Lubbock, someone from the Texas Tech media didn't step up, was sitting down, asked a question, and it basically was along the lines of like, hey, Texas Tech and Cincinnati, and Yormark got all upset and said, stand up so I can see you, so I can answer this the way I really want to answer it. And was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well,
is this what you want?
That's what my initial impression of looking at that is that looked like somebody that's in, I'm going to say Gary Bettman's shoes, that built the NHL over the course of 35 years, and every single person who runs every one of their NHL organizations was raised up during the Gary Bettman era, right? Like he is the godfather. What he wants to happen happens. And that seemed to have that cachet. And I'm like, well, yeah, but you just stubbed the toe of the team. I think there's two teams that are willing to spend with all the big boys no matter what happens. And that's BYU and Texas Tech. And you just put your finger in their eye. And and it's clearly bothering him because he got just so prickly and so cagey in response. I didn't even think the question was that well put to really agitate. I think it could have been dismissed so easily. And the fact that he hasn't been able to mend this fence with Texas Tech, it seems like it's a really easy fence to mend, in my opinion. And that is, yeah, we had to sue you because your attorney general was saying we can't make rules. I can't leave that unanswered to. We have to file that
easy
lawsuit.
enough. Put the blame on the buffoon.
Yeah, that's it.
On Paxton.
And then
what's he going to do? He's not going to react. He's in England right now.
Yep. And then, as far as the other thing, nobody took action. I had meetings. Of course I had meetings. They have concerns. They want to, I got to get the calm heads. I got to get everybody in the room. I got to get them all cooled down. You got to give me a chance to work that. But we had to sue you because your attorney general said that we couldn't make rules and we can't have that. So that's clearly announced what's happened because they've met and both sides are still bristling. Texas Tech is still not happy. And, you got Crawford out there talking smack on basically everybody else saying, hey, we're carrying the water for this conference.
You're saying Cody Campbell.
Yeah, Cody Campbell. Yeah. Cody Campbell's out there saying, we're carrying the water for this conference. We're the only ones really spending. Everybody else needs to step up or shut up. I don't want to hear from you about what you think the rules should be. And I love it. I love it. I mean, if I was a Tech fan, I'd be like, yeah,
let's go.
We're running this conference.
Willie, Cofield, Justin Watkins. You can call Battleborn Injury Lawyers at 766-1400. Now, on the way back, I don't know what he was thinking, but maybe you can explain it better. Yormark comes in. They have this announcement. They're selling a jersey patch for the entire conference. It sounds like a lot of money each year, but that money goes to everyone in the conference. What kind of deal is this with this energy drink?
Nick here with Stefano's Greek and Mediterranean Grill. Summerlin, it's official. Stefano's is now open on Lake Mead and Buffalo. Come enjoy our beautiful dining room designed for family meals, quick lunches, and everything in between. Or swing by for fast, easy takeout with all your favorites. Gyros, bowls, shawarmas, kebabs, and our famous baklava. Our salad dressings and marinades are made with no seed oils. And our must-try fries are cooked in 100% avocado oil. The new Stefano's in Summerlin is now open. Come taste what everyone's talking about. Stefano's, real food, real fast, real healthy.
Vegas. Are you ready? Your Las Vegas Rockers are storming back into the Orleans Arena this Saturday night for a showdown that you will not want to miss. Watch the Rockers battle the Utah Great Eights in a night of hard hits, high-flying touchdowns, and non-stop arena football mayhem. The lights will be bright, the crowd will be loud, and the energy will be pure Vegas. Tickets start at just $30 plus fees. Get yours now at LasVegasRockers.com. Bring your friends, bring the family, and bring the noise. This Saturday night for Las Vegas Rockers football.
This Lotus Cares message is brought to you by Subaru of Las Vegas. July is National Volunteer Month. Volunteer locally. Give back while meeting like-minded individuals. Join community groups and nurture existing ties and bring your friends along. This Lotus Cares message is brought to you by Subaru of Las Vegas. That's easy. That's community. Subaru of LasVegas.com.
Man, I can't believe this mess I'm in. I don't know what to do.
You need a great attorney.
Yeah, but
nothing. You can't do this alone. You need the Vegas lawyers.
Hi, this is Paul Pata. Whether you need representation for DUI, domestic violence charges, record sealing, or any other criminal defense issue, you're going to want the Vegas lawyers on your side. The The Vegas Lawyers, where compassion and strong legal representation come together. Check us out at thevegaslawyers.com or give us a call at 707-7000.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day and nothing worked until Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy, enjoying exercise. Who would have believed Mark Patrick Hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again. My blood pressure went down and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Join Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar and lose the weight, stop smoking, and feel great for only $59.99 guaranteed. Sunday, July 12th at the Santa Fe Station Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Weight loss hypnosis at 11 a.m. with registration at 10:30. Stop smoking hypnosis at 2 p.m. Learn more at markpatrickseminars.com.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
If you need to sell your house,
talk to Aaron Taylor.
You want to sell it fast and get the most cash, talk to Aaron Taylor,
the real estate guy.
Hey Nevada, it's Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy. Let's have some fun, people. When it's time to sell, nobody negotiates harder or gets you top dollar like the real estate guy. Need a cash advance? We can put money in your hands before closing to help you with repairs, moving, bills. Don't want strangers walking through your home every weekend? Who does? We'll give you one simple number, your bottom line. No commissions, no hidden fees, no guessing, just a straightforward offer. And in many cases, people, money in your hands in as little as 3 days. For more than 30 years, the Real Estate Guy team has been one of Nevada's most trusted names in real estate. Over 8,000 families helped, more than $2 billion sold. So call the Real Estate Guy today, 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE. eXp Realty license number 3886. Call for details.
talk to Aaron Taylor,
The real estate guy.
Round up your friends and head to Whiskey Bar and Grill for Finally Friday Happy Hour. It's happening this Friday at Whiskey on West Cheyenne and Simmons in North Las Vegas as they continue the 100 days of summer with great food, cold drinks, and a whole lot of country fun. Enjoy extended happy hour from 3 to 7 with $7 select bar bites, half off draft beers, house wines, well drinks, and select cocktails, plus $3 Minden Mill Old Fashions. That's this Friday at Whiskey at Cheyenne and Simmons.
Make this your summer to save at Lexus of Henderson. Whether you're heading out on a family road trip or looking to upgrade your daily drive, now is the time to experience luxury for less. Discover exceptional offers on the Lexus TX and the 2026 NX350 all-wheel drive. That blends luxury, performance, and confidence in every drive. Plus, take advantage of rates as low as 3.75% APR on select models. Visit Lexus of Henderson in the Valley Auto Mall or online at lexusofhenderson.com.
OAC up to 48 months. See store for details. Expires 8/3/26.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
What did they just say?
You don't have to yell at us. Nobody is on the other side of this issue.
Hit us up on the Bay Law text line, 702-364-1100. Bay Law Injury Attorneys. Winning is not an accident. It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
So we're just talking about Big 12 football media days. We haven't really got too much of the football. We were talking about Deion Sanders and the hopes for CU football. As Deion was saying, hey, the turnaround has happened, although they're over-under at William Hill. There's only 4.5 wins this year. We're just dealing with the business of the Big 12, which right now they have a lot of infighting because they went at Texas Tech and tried to gang up on Texas Tech, but they're the biggest bully on the block, and Texas Tech ain't backing down. Justin Watkins is great on this college football, the battles, the legal stuff. Real quick on the – I'll mention it one time, because they're not paying us the $20 million, but Monster has a jersey on-field branding, and they have title sponsorship of like Big 12 football and basketball. No one's ever going to say that. So that is of zero value. Big 12 got $20 million. Now that sounds like a lot of money, and it's annual. But basically with 16 schools, it equals out to about $1 million annually, which I guess is okay. For each school, it's free money. I'm sure Texas Tech can probably get more on its own. That said, I wonder if I was just asking some people too off the air. I wonder if the other schools can even get $1 million on their own in their own market. Like, can Iowa State get $1 million?
Right. Well,
you can put a second patch.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess that's what I see as what's problematic with the Big 12 moving forward is the disparity between the haves and the have-nots is pretty wide. Like, there are schools at the bottom of that Big 12 that I just don't think carry a lot of value. They were, and it's not even the ones that were added from the mid-majors when they had the panic of making sure they backfilled.
Let me guess, because I was reading a thread last night, and I saw an Iowa State fan talking trash about Texas Tech, and I'm like, wait a second, Cyclone fans, you better keep the barking down, because those of us here in Group of Six land, you might be with us sooner than later, brother. You guys are they're in hellish debt.
Yeah,
they had a whole thing for Otzelberger, which, by the way, watch what happens down the road. Hilton Coliseum, a whole refurbishing. They had to stop it.
Yep.
And Michigan probably will be open after this year for basketball.
Yeah. So
anyway, sorry.
Yeah. That's exactly.
But there are
it.
schools. I don't know if they can get that on their own.
I don't think so either. And so, I would certainly hope for more money if my conference was going to mandate a logo on our field and a logo on my jersey that I'm getting more than $1 million per. When I see some of the numbers that are out there, you just told me during the break. I mean, UNLV's is worth over $2 million. Their jersey patch. It's
Acesso Biologics, $2.2 million a year.
Yeah. So like I would expect, especially, the brand that you mentioned is a known brand and a known logo. It's going to have more value than a brand that's a little bit less known. I laugh because I listen to everyone. I get a kick out of the Colorado play-by-play guys. This guy Mark Johnson, he's got like the big power voice and he screams and yells. And when CU was doing well, I'd hear commercials, and I like some of their commercials on their network broadcast. It was like, Lou's Liquor Shack. Yeah.
And meanwhile, I think I'm not saying they're getting the jersey patch, but like Texas Tech, I don't know. They might be able to get friggin' Chevron. It might be like $9 million a year.
Well,
and then if you're Iowa State, it's like, wait, I can only get Tony's Pizza.
Let me ask you this: if this deal with Monster and it's putting it on their patch, let's just say this, right?
Yeah.
And you have a poly player who now they want this one wants to sign them that player to an NIL.
Yeah.
Is there what happens is there wiggle room there for that person, that player, to go promote this poly player because this playing off the name. Oh, wait a minute, we're with the Big 12 and you have to promote this.
Yeah, are they giving some of that money to the kids? Right, like this is all it comes back to.
I didn't
right?
even think of that. They're
right?
actually
no
they're
collective bargaining. I was going to shave in Red Bull into the side of my head, but now I can't. You're telling me I can't? Why can't I? I don't get any money from them.
Well, there's got to be another energy drink company that is immediately going to the 6 biggest stars in the Big 12,
right?
And at least test it.
Yep. Why not?
That's what I'm saying.
Why not?
That's a great
right?
point.
Yeah. So then
you're smart, Willie. I didn't even think of that. No, that is a great
really
point.
not. I'm a
no,
hustler.
you are.
Because without collective bargaining, and they're not getting a piece, all of a sudden they're going to be, no, you're in our conference. These are our rules. And again, you made the rules without consulting me. I didn't get a say in it. What is it?
You're cutting me out of a huge NIL.
Let's come full circle. Who's actually got the power to do that and land someone big? Let's go to where we started.
Yep. Right.
Dion.
Yep.
What if Dion wants to wear a hat?
Yep.
An energy drink hat.
Well,
like
Dion's, I actually think Dion's different, right? I mean, he's got his own unique contract and all that stuff. I mean, I think he's going to have provisions in there. He's probably savvy enough to have some literal NIL provisions.
Well, not only jersey, so there's no patch on his jersey.
No, but what if you wanted to wear a hat that he got sponsored by Red Bull?
No, but
it's on the field.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but by the way, we don't know that yet. We don't know. We don't know if it's only jerseys or it could be on the freaking logo shirt.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I'm sure it has exclusivity, which says that your coaches and your players won't wear a competing brand. It's all full circle back where we started. if I'm Dion, you know, you're saying you don't think his name carries what it used to in the NIL era because it's all about money. But if I'm Dion, I go to them and say, yeah, I know how to help you maximize your NIL more than any other coach in the league. I know because I get the most NIL of any coach in the league. I'm an expert at NIL. I can help you get deals. I can help you negotiate. I can tell you what contracts look good and what looks bad, what you need to ask for. None of these other coaches have any idea what they're talking about.
And let's take it a step further. What if the Big 12 is on a major network and not its own network? What if it's on ABC and another energy drink wants to buy a commercial on that show during that broadcast?
Oh well, that'll get taken care of. I mean, that's part of the broadcast rights like that. I'm not worried about that. But what I'm worried about is the kids who didn't have a seat at the table being denied NIL deals that they may be presented with by competing energy drinks, and the conference telling them they can't because it conflicts with their NIL deal that they didn't trickle down to the players. That's where it'll get. And you know what? Dude, super great point, Willie. And I would love to see
all UNLV players. If you get screwed, come see Justin.
I would love to see somebody go and challenge it. Just like get an NIL deal with one of the visible players. You know, do something fun. Have him wear a scarf or a sticky on his face. Oh yeah. You know, eye patch, and see where it goes.
Big 12 Media Day is going down right now. Next up is the Mountain West. Then comes the Pac. Wait, the Pac-12 is not doing football media days.
Yep.
That comes on the heels of Teresa Gould, the commissioner, going on with John Canzano, who's a big personality in the Pacific Northwest, talking about the monies that are being brought in school by school in the new multimedia deal. And she said, I'm not going to release those revenue figures. She said, quote, it's incredibly inappropriate to be releasing numbers of agreements that we have with media right partners that are very complex. Why doesn't every conference do that?
Yeah. So, I mean,
what's going on here?
Two things. I don't like not having media days. I think, you know, we're sitting down, we just put on the Big 12
year of the conference.
Yeah. You got a new logo, you got new teams. It's the first year. Like you gotta drive conversation.
Yeah.
Like you have to. I don't understand why they're not doing that. Secondarily, it's a good look to not be sharing media numbers. That tells me one of two things. One, the numbers are less than you want them to be, or which is not great, or two, which could be great in theory, you're actively in negotiations on expansion, and you don't want to hamstring your negotiations by telling them exactly where you're at right now. So I don't know, you know, which of those two it is, but I can't see a third option where the third option is it's inappropriate to discuss media numbers, which you were absolutely going to find out about because these are public institutions that have to report all of their revenue every year. So you're going to find out. So to me, it's entirely appropriate for you to share that information, absent being like the Big East full of private schools where they'll never see that stuff.
Well, when we post this on social media, I mean, just go at him. He hates the Pac-12.
Right.
Clearly, the schools in the Pac-12, he's very jealous. Wait, you went to one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Weird. Headline. NIL era's goofiest lawsuit hinges on agents' employee status. What's going on here?
Oh, I like this because it really helps frame the argument with what's happening with the kids and the, you know, quote unquote student athletes. So you have an agent who represented student athletes who had allegedly an independent contractor agreement with a sports agency that's run by Lil Wayne and is Travis Hunter's agency. And he left to go do his own thing. And they have said, you owe us $2.5 million buyout. So what is it? It's a buyout. It's a arguably liquidated damages. Arguably, it's a penalty clause, right? They're making the same arguments that we've all been talking about for teams leaving. But then on top of it, in order to avoid those penalties, what the agent has sued and alleged is, no. I actually wasn't an independent contractor. I was an employee. And when I'm an employee, you cannot. Labor law prevents you from assessing an exit fee or a termination fee. And so all of a sudden, right, can't we go back in time and start playing out these schools that were suing these kids for leaving with these termination terms where they can come back to it. He's laying a roadmap for them to have it determined you're an employee and use the labor laws of your state to say what they're trying to assess for a termination clause penalty is illegal on labor laws, right? That's the avenue. I'm not saying he's going to, but it's a great roadmap for any of these kids that want to transfer schools and have that school come after them for, whatever NIL deal that they signed. So really interesting to see where that one goes.
Justin Watkins, Will Ramirez, Cofield. Let's just think we turned on Philly Sports Talk Radio. You think they'd be doing this legal stuff? And I love Philly. I love Philly Sports Talk Radio. Did you love Philly? We got 20 seconds here. We'll carry it on over.
I loved Philly.
You went to Philly for a World Cup game.
And for the 4th of July. It was on the 4th of July. I went there. Loved Philly. Loved the energy of the city. It was all World Cup, all 4th of July. I did not love the energy of the game itself. I went to France, Paraguay, and pretty flat, sort of fanfare. The Americans.
Hosting a game day watch party? There's a 2-foot for that. Birthday bash? For that. Office lunch? Yep, a 2-foot for that too. Portive Subs 2-foot classic sub is the ultimate crowd pleaser, packed with premium meats, fresh veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Order your 2-foot classic sub today at portivesubs.com or visit your local Portive Subs.
If you were injured in an accident, why would you call anyone but the Richard Harris Law Firm?
When I started my firm here in Nevada, I took cases of all sizes, and today we still do. It's about getting results for our clients.
We fight for the largest possible settlement in every case.
And with all that fighting, we've become Nevada's largest personal injury law firm, recovering billions for our clients.
Who you hire matters.
Why would you call anyone else? The Richard Harris Law Firm.
There's only one Ozempic. Hello, I'm Ozempic. Because this ad is 30 seconds, I can't get into everything I'm FDA approved to do, so I'm just going to play my jingle again. But first, ask your doctor about which FDA approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA approved Ozempic. Now here's that jingle again. There's only one Ozempic.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches court
concourse is full of people trying to get some merch, walking around, checking things out. That was cool. But everybody ran out of steam pretty quickly and were huddled up in the shaded areas because there's no air conditioning. Obviously, it's not enclosed at the link. It's an open air stadium and open air concourse, except in the club levels. And I wanted to be like in the heat of it. I wasn't in the club. So, but I will say this. Americans did a great job. They brought a lot of energy. There was a lot of American jerseys. There was, I love the colonial dress up on 4th of July. There was a lot of that. That was cool. There were some France, some Paraguay fans. I think most of them, based on generational national origin, I think that most of them were still Americans too, kids of immigrants, so they were cheering for their parents' homeland. I met quite a few people from in that way. And then I think part of it, so we got the heat, and I think part of it was the disparity between the teams. France is, number 1 in the world or number 2 in the world. Paraguay is somewhere between the 40s and the 60s. The only way Paraguay was able to keep it basically 0-0 for most of the game was to constantly foul. They were constantly fouling the entire time. It was inevitable they were going to get a penalty kick. France made their penalty kick, and that was the game. So it was somewhat of a boring game, lots of fouls. I think most real fans knew that was going to be the case. So there just wasn't a lot of energy in the stadium from my perspective. And then I was all fired up. I was like, cool, I'll be at the stadium. It'll get dark. I'll be able to watch all the fireworks from the link that's happening over Philadelphia. I forgot how far north I was. Game ended. Sun's still out. 8 o'clock, sun's way out. Fireworks didn't even go off until 11:45.
Oh my God!
And he didn't even. Get
and I
to
couldn't run the Rocky steps because that's where the fireworks were. The whole thing was blocked off.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I went for a run. Couldn't do the Rocky steps, but they have a great park along the river there. It was awesome.
Yep.
I love Philadelphia. Big
Great.
fan.
Yep. France, Morocco, Spain, Belgium, Norway, England, Argentina, Switzerland. What do we think?
Give me England. That's who I want. I don't think they're going to win, but that's who I want.
That's who I picked.
Yeah. I also think Morocco could make some noise again this World Cup. They look good every game.
First of all, I'm never going to pick the favorite in a tournament like this. I'm
Yeah.
just not going to. It's just because everyone else is. There's take France. Oh, great. Go
Yeah.
on a limb. But because I was thrust into the English Premier League earlier this year, and we did a big reveal on here for my TikTok audience, I picked Newcastle. Newcastle went against Everton during the regular season. Jordan Pickford made what they're calling one of the best saves in the history of the league against Newcastle.
Mhm.
So it stuck with me.
Mhm.
So I was like, hey, Jordan Pickford coming out of Everton didn't do that well, but this is best goaltender. Harry Kane, why not take England? Why not take a long shot? So I picked England. I will say this. I did say, though, the other day, this is the game where if I had $1,000 on England at whatever they were to win it, I'm betting Mexico to get my 1,000 back. That's the hedge game right there, because Mexico hadn't allowed a goal in the entire tournament leading up to that game, and it was on their own field, their own stadium. So it was a good game. I've enjoyed it. I never have gotten into even men or women. I would watch the women only, but I've never gotten into where I'm watching the games. I'm at home. It's on the TV. So I'm enjoying it right now.
So on the way back, let's examine, I think, the biggest and most important narrative that's come out of Team USA falling short and playing really poorly against Belgium is, who are these players? Where are they coming from? And there's always that claim. Believe me, I've done this after the World Cup thing like 8 times. I'm old. I've been doing radio forever. And I often hear about, hey, where are the athletes? Where are our best athletes? We have enough people to fill a soccer roster. But where are we getting the athletes from? There's this whole thing about economics, which is kind of disturbing.
You wouldn't put your life savings into a slot machine, so why keep it at a big bank where every month can feel like a gamble? At One Nevada Credit Union, we aren't playing games with your money. You get stability, local service, and better rates. Stop pulling the lever and hoping for the best. Switch to One Nevada Credit Union. Don't gamble with big banks. Federally insured by NCUA.
This is JT for our proud partner, Finley Volvo Las Vegas, right there at the 215 and Rainbow. How about a 2026 Volvo XC40 B5? You get 7,500 miles per year. The MSRP is $43,995. And check out this 36-month lease, $399 per month. Go check it out. It's waiting for you at Finley Volvo, Las Vegas.
Hey, Aviators fans, the Tacoma Rainiers, affiliate of the Seattle Mariners, are raining into our Las Vegas ballpark as they take on our Aviators. Here's the lineup. Tuesday, July 7th, the Aviators are Reyes de Plata. Wednesday the 8th, Bark on the Berm. Thursday the 9th, $2 beer night. Friday the 10th, come see the Aviators' huge post-game fireworks show. And Saturday the 11th is the Aviators soccer jersey giveaway. There's free parking and great food. Aviators baseball. Life's just better at Las Vegas Ballpark.
Beat the heat with some cool cash for betting sports on the William Hill mobile app. With the William Hill Cash Rewards program, you can earn up to $500 in cash. Mobile wagers made until August for teasers, parlays, and same-game parlays. Sign up today and opt in. This will.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call.
It's summertime, and Allegiant's here to keep you on the go. Where planes, trains, automobiles, Allegiant's at your back. With one so pack your sunscreen, your shades for Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sun up to sun down, Aleve's got your use as directed for minor aches and pains.
They don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with it.
$20,000 per. $20,000 per, and that's volleyball. All you need is a ball and a net, but you need a coach, you need a facility, and there is
training.
Like, and if you try to go find some, rec league or some league here that's not charging those kind of fees, there's no competition.
Right.
There's no talent there. So you're just playing around.
And what's happened is it's unbelievable. It's understandable, but it's unfortunate that at a younger age now, it's become necessary if you want your child, or if you're hoping your child can go to, not that when I say the next level, I don't mean pro, but to maybe go to college to get a scholarship, because otherwise they got no shot, because there are those trained at the young age, and they're, by the time they get to school, they're outstanding, starting at 6 in defensive.
West Coast Football Center, and he was saying that in soccer, games like that, the kid has to decide what.
Well, and I think the problem solution. Everybody thinks their kid has got this shot to become a college player in their sport, and they feel like this parental obligation to do everything they possibly can in order to get their kid the extra time, the private lessons, the private court time, all of these extras in order to give their kid a leg up, just so they could play D3 somewhere. The reality is, and I'm going through it. My daughter, my oldest daughter's gonna be a junior, my youngest is gonna be a freshman, right? So I've been sold all of these packages. I've been told all of these things, these recruiting services you need to join, and all of this stuff. In my opinion, it's all 100% garbage. If your kid is good enough, guess what? They'll get to play. Look, I'm fortunate, right? I can afford my kids' college tuition no matter where they decide to go. I'm fortunate for that. And I told my kids when they got involved, they got built in oh, hey, if I want a future in this, I need to play this position. I'm like, oh, that's not why we're doing any of this. Your calling in life has nothing to do with volleyball. Trust me. I'm the tallest in our family. It's got nothing to do with volleyball. Okay. This is
professional libero.
This is, they're liberos. But it is for the development of how to work as a team and how to face adversity and how to work through something and how to do something on a consistent basis that you see as hard, and then seeing the reward build up over small increments over time. That's why we do it. That's completely lost on this generation. And we shouldn't, everybody wants to point the finger at this generation, what's going on. We are the culprits. My generation of parenting are the culprits, because we have all decided we'll pay whatever we can to give our kid a leg And secondarily,
So we have
yep.
Our kids may not be the best athletes. So say like tennis, I think is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids many times aren't good enough to play tennis. Then the kids who are developed by programs internationally come here and then take scholarships, which is public money.
Yep, that's right. And
sorry, I know you just said that, but I just
no, it's like
it's mind-boggling.
It's already happening, and then it's happening in a way that doesn't actually promote our best athletes, developing our best athletes as a nation. But secondarily, there already are taxpayer dollars that are allocated and spent on things that could be used to help develop these leagues. For instance, we don't like you guys are in my generation. You're slightly older than me, but I'm sure it was the same experience. I wrestled from the time I was 4 years old. Where did I wrestle?
At the local school. They opened their gym. There was no charge. The schools were available. You could go run on the track. You could go into the gym, and they could run a club sport in the gym of the local school. Now, the schools don't open for any community benefit like that. They will not let sports participate on that, and unless they charge a high fee. There's one exception I can pick out in this city. Liberty High School does it all day long. It's part of their culture there. They have a big Hawaiian population, and they have made a conscious decision to open their school. So kudos to them. But everybody else closes their schools. No, we don't care if you live in the neighborhood. No, we don't care if this is taxpayer dollar. You're not coming in. You can't run on the track. It's walled off. Gates. We're not going to allow club sports in an empty gym. Like, we're not going to allow that to happen. And we could mandate that happening. And for everybody who says, oh, you worry about the liability, that's garbage, number one. It's the easiest thing in the world to have sports insurance, and they all should have sports insurance anyway. But number two, if we're going to mandate it, we could provide for limits on liability for those situations of opening the gym. So, like, there are tons of opportunities for where our tax dollars are already being spent to provide more opportunities for more kids in our local communities to participate in sports without these crazy high fees. I'm going back to volleyball. You could go to any club volleyball tournament here, and you ask every one of those girls, where do you go to high school? It's Gorman, it's Meadows, it's Faith, it's Coronado, it's Palo Verde. You are not going to find any of the Northeast schools.
You're not going to find
El Dorado, Rancho.
Yep.
Green Valley would probably.
Yeah, they have them. No, they're there. They're there. Yeah.
I don't know. In a way, then as I call them, the soccer snoots, and I've been around them for 30 plus years. They're getting what they deserve. So you can't compete. And not to make Christian Pulisic the punching bag, but those are often our midfielders and arguably our best players. And he's pretty solid internationally, but he's tiny. He gets the crap kicked out of him.
And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of money spent in this town. I think it's in February. They come from all over the world for the Mayor's Cup, played up at Betty Wilson right by Cimarron. The world, not just nationwide. Hey, we're going to go to, this the AAU tournaments that are starting up this summer basketball, right? You all want to go, or the Peach Jam down in Georgia. They know about the Mayor's Cup in Las Vegas at Betty Wilson, and they come from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep this conversation going for next hour. I'll be the first one to say this. Anywhere in the country, because as you said, this is all youth sports. So is there going to be a day if other countries try and develop like they did with soccer that we won't be the best American football country? Are we the best baseball country anymore? Are we?
I don't think we have been for a while.
Why is that? No one talks about this in baseball. Why is that?
They actually have been talking about it in baseball for a long time. There was a whole.
I understand the expense of baseball,
right? And building diamonds
in the city. That was the participation amongst especially African Americans dropped big time. But like 25 years from now, because of our stupid system, which is all about profit, we may not be the best at anything.
Yep.
Well, we think we're the best, and we're exceptional. Are we? Our system sucks.
And like total broader view, good public policy, right? My generation loves to crap on the younger generation and say, you got no resiliency. You can't handle adversity.
Why?
Have we given you up?
How'd you learn?
Yeah. On the mat, dude. Somebody tried to rip my head off.
I learned playing sports.
Yeah.
I learned competing.
Yeah.
And it basically leads to everything I do every day.
Me too.
Everything I do. And you're more successful than I am. What I'm doing is dopey. But this is a competition every day.
You
They
know,
learn how to compete by playing sports.
I still, all these years later, if I'm got some adversity going, I'm like, I match it up in my mind against some of the hardest things I ever did on the mat, or usually it was like cutting weight. It's actually off the mat with some of the hardest stuff I ever had to do from a mental strength standpoint. And I still bounce off of that as that experience to be like, oh, this isn't that bad. You know, whatever I'm going through right now is not that bad. And if we haven't given those kids those opportunities that experience that sort of stress and anxiety and build up and adversity and the ability to overcome it and push through it and fail at it. Like I failed at it too, plenty of times. But sports is a safe place to fail. Youth sports is where you're supposed to fail. And then that way you understand how to come back from that. And we're depriving a whole generation of those opportunities.
Weak. Will we fix it? Probably not.
Remember when they
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
Vegas, are you ready? Your Las Vegas Rockers are storming back into the Orleans Arena this Saturday night for a showdown that you will not want to miss. Watch the Rockers battle the Utah Great Eights in a night of hard hits, high-flying touchdowns, and non-stop arena. The lights will be bright. The crowd will be
At
loud.
the same
and
time,
the energy will be pure
there's a
Vegas.
quote
To get
that
started,
says
just
something
$30
like,
plus fees. Get yours now at
something along the lines of,
LasVegasRockers.com.
kids
Bring your
these
friends,
days
bring the
don't
family,
respect
and bring the
authority,
noise.
don't know how
This
to
Saturday night for Las Vegas Rockers
they're
football.
soft and weak and
When
unable
someone
to
in our
stand up
Las
to a
Vegas
challenge.
community gets
And it was by
hurt,
soccer
I take it
2,000
personally.
years ago.
I know what
So
it feels
every
like
generation
to
bitches about the next
to
one.
face
Yeah.
medical bills,
just-
lost wages, and fear of the unknown. At Gina Carina and Associates, you're not just another case. You're a person with a story, and I'm here to help you write a better ending. We fight hard, we fight smart, and we never forget it's your life we have on our hands.
Gina Carina and Associates, changing lives daily.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere.